Hey, how's it going? I just need to quickly plug a message right here. Tonight, March the 2nd, we are doing a draft tournament at the Randolph Boutique here in Montreal, and we're going to be live streaming this event. I'm super excited for that because we've never live streamed a live event just yet. Now, I've kind of goofed. That's why this message is here. This message. I've been saying that the live stream is going to be starting at 8:45 Eastern, which is the standard time my live stream normally starts. However, due to the fact that it is a draft thing, and that actually takes a bunch of time, more time than I was considering you have to like draft decks, build decks, play 3 or 5 rounds of a tournament. We're actually gonna have to start earlier. So I'm trying to correct that right now. We're gonna be starting the live stream at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're gonna be starting about an hour and 15 minutes earlier. Apologies about that, especially that this is such short notice if you've planned your evening around that. Apologies for that. Perhaps if you are now from the East Coast or Eastern Hemisphere, sorry, you might have an easier time catching some of this. But most importantly, the entire event will be archived in the Twitch VODs, which is a button currently behind my head somewhere. So you can always check out the parts you miss or the entire thing altogether. So apologies about that, but we have to start at 7:30 just so we're going to be done around midnight. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. Hopefully I'll see you at the live stream. If not, again, you can watch the thing later. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the upcoming game. It's a Jemison game, so it's always going to be exciting. And cue the worst dissolve I can find. Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are playing Jemison Astronautics here in, this is the casual lobby of Gentegi.net, but it's rather irrelevant. Deck legal for casual play only judge, because we're playing against our friend Nicolas from the Montreal meta. He's playing Noise. We're going to keep this. Oh yeah, one thing real quick. Mumbad, what's this one called? Mumbad City Hall is quarantine system, which isn't in JNet just yet. So, Jemison Astronautics, a lot of the cards aren't in Genteki.net, but also none of the cards are implemented just yet. So we're gonna have to do it manually, which is a bit clumsy, but I'm super excited to play this. I'm just not gonna wait. And they, Nick kept, we kept too, and we have a hostile in hand, which is kind of the best thing. I know Nick's noise list, and he's not running Lamprey, he's only running 2 imps, so I'm okay to just like go with this. I sense a lot of commands in your future. Oh, quite. So this is a mixture of a fast advance kill deck. In some ways, it's running Junebug, which does so much work. I find it winning more games than fast events a lot of the times, which is kind of awesome. But Noise is a hard matchup. It's a very difficult matchup. We're running 3 Jackson Howards. We're also running Friends in High Places, so maybe we'll come back from that. Data Sucker off the top gets an Ice Wall, which is something we would want. And he's just going to take single accesses, which is not that bad. Oh, that's pretty rough. We wanted that. Another Axis off the top. Swordsman, again, isn't going to do much in this matchup, and he has Wildside, which is really cool because we're playing in Corporate Town. So I know that he's only running one of all the breakers, and that's actually really good for HQ. That's really good for R&D, so I think we want to draw once just to see if we can find an ice that we can rush behind. That's not great. Like, the only ice we can rush behind is Marimati, which we actually might want to do because it's going to be very difficult. Or actually, not that difficult for him to get through because he can just Parasite it. So let's just get that up. We can now technically forfeit this with Mumbad City Hall to res this ice with Fast Advance of Project Atlas. We might want to get this on the table for 1 turn just so that we can Fast Advance an Atlas with a token on it. And he has the rig yet. He does have a rig. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. So thinking here. So we have a 3-pointer in hand. We only have 2 of these in the deck, and they're actually pretty, I wouldn't say they're that difficult to score. He will be at 3 credits at the beginning of his turn, so there's a chance not only will he might not be able to get through this, or might not think he's able to get through this, he needs to trash this for 2 credits, which he will probably have. So I think we can actually push this out. Otherwise, we could just fast advance this straight, the 2-pointer into the 1-pointer, but I think we really want a token on this, specifically to get Jackson Howard against Noise, or to get Corporate Town, or just get a good piece of ice to rush behind, because I know it's going to be pretty, to break ice, this deck either needs Parasite and Data Sucker counters, and I imagine he's selling this, or it also needs Cipher and Parasite. Cipher's expensive, or it'll need from the Heat Breakers, which are expensive, and yeah, he did sell that, which makes a lot of sense. He could just run this, and I think we won't res this. Oh, yeah, okay, so he's not running, and they have a Chronotype out, so we're actually good to go. We're going to res a bunch of ice and score a fast advance. Oh, we have a Corporate Town, which is going to be disgusting if we can actually ice this up pretty well. So check this out. This is what Jemison does. So put this in a new remote. Advance. Advance. We'll res this, and this is meant to be the quarantine system, which lets you forfeit an agenda. So /RFG. We remove this from the game, and we put 2 tokens on this counter 4. We can score this, and it says whenever you forfeit an agenda, so I can res up to 3 pieces of ice, reducing the cost by 4, I think? We gotta look it up. Netrunner quarantine system. I think it's 2 per agenda, printed agenda points, so maybe it's only by 2. Yeah, so, okay, by 2. Reducing by 2. And in some ways it's bad to res ice just because it lets them know what they can parasite, but we're just going to res all this stuff. I'm not going to res the swordsman, actually, because they know they can get into this server, and that's bad. So, maybe we don't want to res everything. I think we want to res the Murumati. No matter what, we're going to score this, but, correct. So we can res this for 2. Yeah, they're not anywhere close to parasite ciphering it, so we'll get 2 back on that. We could res this for free, which is probably fine. Like, it's hard for them to deal with this anyways. It is 4 strength. And we could res this one for 1, but then they know they can run through it and trash this, which is something that they probably want to do, considering we could fire this off next turn to get on the high-risk investment, which is pretty great. Street Peddler's out. We just want to get another, like, end the run piece of ice. If we get, like, a spider web, and then we put Corporate Town behind it, we're in a really good spot. So we actually might want to use this token just to get a spider web. Or actually, Lotus Field is probably the best ice we have. Actually, I think Lotus Field into Corporate Town is probably going to win us the game. Shit. Because, like, they have to get their Black Orchestra. Forgot to pawn? No, of course not. So they have to get their Black Orchestra out, and they have to break this. They can't parasite it. They can't parasite cipher it, and that's expensive. Clot's on the table, and we did lose a 2-pointer. And Clot's going to slow us down a bit. Oh, shit. Well, that's fine. Oh, fuck. We just lost 4 points. God damn it, Noise. All skill. And now they're on game point, and they did nothing. Ah, god damn it. Okay, well, we have a fight to fight. So I still think we need to go for it. We need a purge to get rid of this Clot, but I think we want to push for this. They might also break their back getting into this server. So let's put this in a new remote. Let's put this behind it, because if we start trashing the wild side to pawn shop, they're in a really bad spot. Learn to Jackson, you noob. That's fine. Let me move this camera. There we go. So let's see if they pawn something. Like, they might pawn the Clot. I think you want to keep the Clot. And as soon as we, like, purge this, I imagine they're going to just deja vu for it back. And they pawned the whole Street Peddler, which on it had another wild side, which means that's good for us. Just purge our pawn. They just wrecked our Jackson. That's not good. And if we res this now, we'll forfeit this. So I think we just want to purge right here. Yeah, I think we want to purge. It gets rid of the imp tokens too. And if they don't deja vu this back, next turn we're going to fast advance this into a 3-pointer. And we'll have the Corporate Town up. So it'll start trashing their stuff. I think we definitely want to get rid of their card draw. Then we want to get rid of their money. And then at that point, if they don't have card draw and they don't have money, it's actually going to be pretty bad for them. The only thing is that eventually they're just going to win here on archives. And we're just not icing that up. There's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's only like 3 more agendas in the whole game. A lot of them are 1-pointers too. So it's more than 3 agendas. But there's just like 1 more Atlas, 1 more 3-pointer, and then 2 1-pointers. 6, 7. Maybe my math is wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, no. And they have Cipher now, which means they can actually get into their central servers pretty trivially. And they're also playing Rumor Mill, which blanks Corporate Town. Oh, no, it doesn't. Fuck yeah. Okay, so that's fine. That's totally fine. So this is good. This is okay. We're also going to turn this off. So what we're going to do is put this in a new remote. Advance. Advance. And we're going to res this, forfeiting that agenda. And that gets 3 counters. Counters. 5 on here. And now if they can't deal with the Corporate Town, which they probably can't considering it's behind a Lotus Field, we're going to start trashing the really important stuff. And let's see. We don't have a Jackson, so we can always just lose to archives, which is kind of a problem. But we'll see how things go. We got really unlucky with the mills, but I think we're actually set up in a pretty good spot. Now also that we do have this high risk investment, if we ever put a June bug on the table, and as long as we have this quarantine systems on the table as well, and they run it, we'll win the game because this does 8 net damage to them. And that's a paperclip. I think they're running HQ, and if they get the right card from HQ, they also win. They just can't get through this Lotus Field. And I like that they're popping their technical writer so they don't lose them, because this gives us more money for high risk investment. And they're running here, and they don't have their black orchestra, so this is the perfect noise tech. Stay out. Alright, so beginning of turn, we gotta trash something. I kind of want them to have money, so I'm gonna trash the wild side, just because card draw is really important for them. We have an Enigma. I think we do need to protect this, but the chance of them getting the Black Orchestra, installing it for 3, then trashing this for 3, then trashing this for 5 is, well, I guess they imp it, right? So that's not that bad. I think we do want to get an ice on archives just so we don't lose there very quickly. We can also now advance our mouseless. They might trash it though, and that's kind of a problem. Like if we didn't reses, they couldn't parasite it, and they might actually tunnel on R&D. I know Nick is only running 1 medium, and I give him shit for that, so let's see if that actually works out in his favor. I thought we had a gentleman's agreement about non-parasable ice. I told you, don't mill me when we organized this game. And now look where we are. Okay, so I think we want to ice archives just so we don't lose really quickly. And we probably need a bit more money. Putting another piece of ice on here is not going to be... It's actually going to be pretty good. And I think this might win us the game. So let's put this on archives. I imagine he's going to take the money off of this. He might actually just even pawn the imp. We don't want to go down to 1 and 4 because they'll probably just actually parasite this. So we should have drawn first. Oh, that's really good. Let's put that in a new remote. The thing is, if he runs this and it's it is what's it called? Our friend. Oops, agenda points. Judge. If this is a June bug, he loses. He loses unless he has 8 cards in hand. And that's the thing is, maybe he will play his second what's it called? His kitty cat. But if he hits this and it's a June bug and we have a way to forfeit agendas, by the way, this is not a Mombed City Hall, we'll win the game. And that's really cool, is they can't actually check face down cards in a lot of situations unless they deal with this shit first. And they just milled a high risk investment. We can't actually res this. Maybe? Oh, they don't have a click. If they run that, we just pop this. That's fine. So the question is, what do we trash here? I think we trash the Aesop's Pawn Shop. I don't mind that much about the Street Peddler. The Street Peddler was for... Oh, they mouse. Okay, that's fine. And they pop the money too, which is fine because we'll have the money. So we're going to trash a card here. We're going to trash the pawn shop. So their money's basically shut down. Like they lost. They've used 2 tech writers. They've used, what's it called? They've used their pawn shop. We drew a June bug. Again, if they run that, they lose the game. There you go, killing all my buddies. No one is safe. And we have to deal with this, right? Because they'll run it and Civ or Parasite it. So I think we're just going to replace that with a Veritas. I think his plan now is just to mill us out. I want to face down ice that we can advance. And then so we can June bug. We can Project Atlas. Or sorry, Trickle Light the Project Atlas. So I think we're just going to replace that. We should probably plan our whole turn off. I don't think he's ever going to have more money than 11 credits. So we probably want to do this now. I think we can draw it once. Yeah, that's fine. So let's put this on R&D. And we'll just click for 11 credits, which is a pretty good click. It's a pretty good click. That's the thing, like if we get an Oberth, oh, he does have the Black Orchestra, which might be a bit too little, too late. I guess he's going to imp that, right? And the thing is, if we put a June bug in here, like he loses. Like I think June bug or Oberth is a really good thing we could possibly do at this point. I don't want to feed him the 1-pointer. Seems like a bad thing. Also, the corporate town's not that good because we're not going to sacrifice, obviously, a 3-pointer. We want a piece of ice that we can advance. I don't know what we do now. If we put this in there, he won't run it. But I don't think there's anything else we want to put there besides this and an Oberth. So I think we can draw once. That's okay, because if he accesses this, he can't deal with it. We can actually trash the Black Orchestra. Not like that matters that much. But if he runs HQ, that's good. So let's put this in server 4. And we can just hedge fund it up. And that could be good. Let's see if he goes in here, because this isn't maybe an obvious play that you shouldn't go in here. I don't know. That also looks like it could be a Jackson. We probably want, if we get this trash program thing, we probably want to trash this guy. Oh, we could have just scored an agenda. Yeah, that made sense. Okay, that's really good. That's actually really good because that lets us get this out. So we can install advance this. I think we want to install advance this on R&D because we're going to control HQ once we get this out. So let's put this on R&D and we can afford to advance this. They can't trash this if we don't res it, right? Because, well, unless they're running run amok. And again, Nick and I have been trading our noise decks, our noise deck lists. So I'm not that worried about that. Again, once we get an Oberth on this too, we can trade this for maybe a 3-pointer. Our last 3-pointer is in this bin. And if Nick ever runs this, he's going to die. Or not this, sorry, server 4. I think he knows that. Like, he knows how I'm playing too. And they have a medium, so I think we called this right. And they have an MK Ultra, so we called that right too. So I think, oh, they're running here now. If we res this, he has to spend 3 credits to get in. I don't know if we want to res this, because then they parasite it. No, I don't think we want to res that. I'd rather res it at a point where it matters. So we're going to put this back. We're going to put Jackson back. Out of all the other cards here, the one that's best is obviously the another Jackson. And they'll get an access. That's fine. They're not farming data sucker tokens, anything like that. And we're going to score an Atlas, and it puts us on 5 points, which is not too bad at all. And we drew another Jackson, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, I think we want to just go with this one. I think that's fine. Advance. And then trickle light for 2. So we get 2 of these, we put it here, and we fast advance this out. We don't have a token on it, but it's just another card that we can, in theory, we can sacrifice this for a 3-pointer, and then somehow score the last false lead. Maybe we sacrifice this for an Oberth, we're in a good spot. Because Oberth on top of Junebug is entirely safe, and then we can fast advance. Even a 1-pointer we can fast advance up to 5. This is going to be tricky. Shutting down the wild side did a lot of work. Like, he hasn't spent a lot of clicks drawing, and I think he has 1 more wild side in his deck, and I'm not sure if that's something you want to install when you have only 10 left in your stack. Like, that might not actually be that good at this point. Parasiting HQ makes sense. He's running here. Okay, single axis here. If he gets the Jackson, it's kind of shitty. If he gets the Sapper, he can actually pull his MK Ultra to break it, but it'll be expensive. Yeah, he did get the Sapper, yes. So he can break this, it'll cost him 2, -1 for bad pub, it'll cost him 4 to deal with, and if he doesn't, we're trashing the trope. We're straight trashing the trope, and that's going to be a problem. Because I think that's his only trope. Do I have a window to install MK? Yeah, you think so, yeah. Wait, yeah, I think so. So you can install MK Ultra, just pay 4, just pay 5. That's expensive. Like, you made a single access and you had to pay 5 for that. You're also paying 2 to trash, which I think is a mistake. Oh, I guess maybe not, because he wants to imp something else. +1 credit. You had bad pub. And gets another access here. That could easily be our Jackson. There could be a false lead here. Ah, shit, it's a false lead. It doesn't... They still only need 1 agenda to win, so it's not that big of a deal. But we definitely need ice for this, and that actually probably is going to be our big problem. Is that we're not going to be able to ice this up, because now this is an issue. So... That sucks. Drop. Don't have much to do here but drop again. Okay, so out of these cards... I think the worst is Corporate Town. Actually, no, we can throw this out with Jackson, right? Yeah, that's fine. The only thing is if they put Rumor Mill and run Archives, but at that point... Oh, yeah. No, then we lose. Okay, so we're playing a gamble here, because he might have his next Rumor Mill up. I know he has 1 more in the deck. And if he runs that, he wins. So it's a bit risky, and that's kind of what you're doing at one point here. I think we actually probably should pop this. Okay, he's running this, that's fine. So he didn't have the Rumor Mill, so this has to go back, or we'll probably lose. I think we need this. That's a really good fast advance option. I think we want more ice on HQ. I think this ice is probably the best. It's like 3 to break with Paperclip. And Oberth is probably pretty good too, but we have 2 more of those in the deck. We don't actually have very good ice. I don't want to spend a lot of money on ice because they'll just parasite it. So I want cheap ice that's like expensive to deal with. Let's try that. They have 2 clicks left. We can also put this in a new remote. They might think that's a Jackson and run it, which will be cool because again we win. Accessing HQ, got an imp token here. Got a June bug. Fuck. So that was that win condition. And they got the wild side down, which I don't know if you want to install with 10 cards. Yeah, you probably do. Oh shit, really? We drew that again? I think we can draw once. Okay, well now we really have to get lucky. So we can put down Jackson and draw twice more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The thing is, if we score this, we probably win the game. And we could fast advance this by throwing out an agenda, which doesn't seem good at all. So the other option is put down Jackson Howard and draw for 2, which will let us discard. It'll be our last Jackson, though. And that seems like a problem. This is interesting. Because he's probably going to run HQ. What else is he able to do? He has an imp token. So this ice is not going to keep him out. He's going to break this and then parasite it and then run again. And yeah, I think we just need to get rid of stuff. We're probably going to draw into a new agenda, though. That's like the worst part of this. Oh, we didn't. Okay. Well, we don't want that. I think this is technically the worst card because it's the cheapest and isn't agenda. This guy again. He's tenacious. This is also the point where we might want to pre-res this because we do lose to the second rumor mill, which again, okay, just running the Jackson, so it doesn't even want to do the rumor mill shenanigans. So we put this back in. I think the Oberth goes back in now. Also, it's a face down card, which is good. We want to put the June bug in, and he knows we're putting the June bug in. Seems pretty good. Otherwise, we can put ice on HQ. No matter what, he's just going to parasite it. We only got 1 Lotus Field, right? 1 Lotus Field, 1 Swordsman. That's our spicy Anarch tech. And then they've both been doing a lot of work. So 1 and 5 for this to just be game. Corporate Town, that's okay. I don't know whether you trash that. Doesn't seem. Okay, they imped that. I guess that makes sense. It makes the accesses here better. And we're going to score this hostile takeover, which means we're both on game point. And fuck, we just drew that. Oh, whatever. We still got to do this. All right, so if we top deck the 2-pointer, the last Atlas. Oh, there's 2 Atlas left. No, 1 Atlas left. Oh, no. There's no Atlases left because we forfeited them. What's left in our deck? This is not going to help. And we have to score the 3-pointer, which we can score the 3-pointer. Oh, no, we can't. We need an Oberth. Okay, so we're just going to have to hold on a bit. We need to draw that 3-pointer. Yeah, because if we sacrifice this, it gets 2, and we install advance, we'll only be at 4. And they also lost the corporate sales team. So I think we have too many false leads in this deck. It's actually not that useful. And he's just going to like pivot to Deja Vu, Cash Clot. And now we're going to have to purge if we want to fast advance. And that kind of sucks. And he's just going to keep milling us out. And so far hasn't got an agenda just yet, which is pretty good. I think we want to draw into our agendas. Oh, we have it, so now we just need to draw the Oberth. That's not an Oberth. We have it, so now we need to draw the Oberth. That's not an Oberth. If we install it, what's the chance he runs this? Pretty unlikely. More importantly, we need ice on HQ. Both of these are 4. This one has a chance of actually getting a good card out of hand. This one is just going to end the run and he'll trash it. So this one actually gets us something. And then we have to throw things out. He's going to run Arcas at some point. Rumor mill doesn't matter that much, so I don't actually care for this current. Like, money isn't a problem. That one, like, high risk is all we need. And we need a purge. We also have a Cyber Dex, right? So maybe he trashes and runs, or we draw and he runs. Like, it's going to get very close here, sitting here on 3, 4, 5, 6 points. If we just ran, instead of this false leads, if we ran another 2-pointer, that'd be pretty good. Maybe we need to run more corporate sales team. Because I think we have way too many 1-pointers in this deck. We lost the Trickle Light. Oh, Trickle Light is another way we have out of this game. If we just like Trickle Light. If we use Trickle Light and... Oh, fuck. We lost our friend here. Friends in high places. But if we Trick of Light on top of sacrificing agenda with this, we'll have it. Because we can install advance. No, we install advance, Trickle Light, then forfeit a 1-pointer. So if we draw a Trickle Light, we also have a win condition. And he's running here. I don't want to res the ice wall just because we need to keep an advanceable piece of ice unres. And that looks like that's the one that's going to be. We'll res this one, though. This one he'll break. Oh, he has to pull out his thing to break it, and he has no MU. So that actually is kind of cool. Could just win here, though. Like, Nick could easily. We only have 9 cards left. Like, we're not going to last that much longer. We need to top deck the Trickle Light, 100%. And even then, we have to purge. So if he hits a CVS, the Cyberdex Fire Suite, we're in a really good spot. Let's go. Get your $2. Oh, thank you. Yes, it's a Cyberdex. Yes. Next card is Trickle Light. Let's go. And I think he's just going to Deja Vu back for this Clot, which is a huge bummer. Okay. He can run again, right? See the next card? But it's just a Rumor Mill, which again doesn't matter. Oh, that does matter because of Oberth. Fuck, why did we throw this thing out? Oh, we're not going to use Oberth. And we drew an Oberth, and that's actually pretty interesting. So Oberth is another win condition. The thing is we need to draw our Clot. So we need to, not a Clot, we need to draw our other Current. No, both our Currents are in the heap. So Currents is not going to matter, so Oberth is not going to matter. We need to draw our Trickle Light. It's a 1 in 7. If we draw, we can still advance, and win next turn. Fuck, more 1-pointers. That's not great. I think we put this in a remote, he might think it's an Oberth and might run it. So that actually might be okay. And I think if we draw again, we're just closer to milling ourselves. I don't think we can do that. We can afford to do that. I think we're just going to click for a credit. If he runs HQ, he wins. Like, Noah's got a lot of pressure on us, and we got to fight a lot of these, like, current things. But this is a really exciting game currently. He's also out of cards, but I guess he's just going to play Trope for 13 and just put back cash, 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 Deja Vu, Deja Vu, Deja Vu, Parasite, Parasite, Parasite. If he runs this June, yes, we won the game! Alright, we just won the game. And that's exactly what I was hoping. I'm pretty sure he thought that was the Oberth. We're going to sacrifice this agenda. Yes, we're going to sacrifice this, which puts 4 tokens. I mean, 4 tokens. And he now has committed for access. We asked him for access, and now he has to access this, and it's going to do 8 net damage to him. Because he didn't trash this. And this lets us remove forfeit agendas from the game. GG, I'm such an idiot. Gotcha. Gotcha. Thought it was the Oberth, huh? Oh, well played. Oh, I guess he didn't see the Oberth. Thanks, you too. That was close. Should have just ran archives. Yeah, because that's not another Jackson. I thought you were going to think that was the Oberth, and I was going to current into fast advance. But we were so constantly one card away from winning in all sorts of directions. But that's why you run Junebug. Like, Junebug's so great in this matchup. Just look at the cards we would have drawn. Trickle Light was too far down for us to win. That's what they thought. Yeah, they thought this was an Oberth, just like we called, and you have to run that. Yeah, they did play Rumor Mill, but if we didn't, like, there was a likelihood that we could play a Current and still fast advance, which I think was actually possible. Should have ran Archives first. Yeah, maybe. Nothing in there, though. No. Oh, clear. Let's do a full result. So this is such an interesting matchup, and it's super fun to play. You gotta manage your agendas, you gotta manage these traps, you gotta manage your fast advance pieces, you gotta figure out which ice to res, which ice not to res. I think we gotta drop these false leads. They're not really doing it for me. I really don't think they're doing it for me. I'd rather just have another nice 2-pointer like corporate sales team, something with a good score. Yeah, it was. Thanks for it. I'll rehost. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. We're going to play a bunch more Jemison. Apparently, I'm just rematching Nick right now. He's not going to play Noise. But thanks so much for watching. There's videos every weekday night and live stream Thursday, 8:45 Eastern. Thanks for watching. Ciao.